How you doing? I'm Darren with Kickin BBQ. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome. If you've been here before, then welcome back. If you are tired of dry, flavorless turkey, then this is the video for you. We're gonna be brining this, we're gonna be injecting it, we're gonna be seasoning it, and then smoking it to perfection. This is going to be your go-to turkey recipe for your friends and family this Thanksgiving or holiday season. It's very simple, requires a little bit of planning ahead to make sure it's thought out to get it in the brine. Now the brine is very simple as well. I like the Suckle Busters Area 51 bird brine. It's super simple, comes with everything you need: a brine bag, 2 packets of seasoning, 1 of herbs, 1 of seasoning. You get the water boiling a little bit, add some ice to it, cover it with cold water. It's super simple. I'm gonna give you a rundown of that. This bird has already been brined, so we're gonna go back to yesterday and I'm just gonna show you how to prep up this brine. All right, the Suckle Busters Area 51 bird brine is super simple. We're just gonna get 2 quarts of water onto the stove and add our herb packet. At that point, we're gonna turn the heat on to high and just get the water up to a boil, stirring it occasionally all throughout the process. You can see here it's starting to get warm, but it's not up to a boil yet. Once it is up to a boiling point, that is when we are going to add our seasoning packet, and then we're gonna immediately cut the heat and just stir for about a minute until everything's dissolved. Then you're gonna wanna add 2 quarts of cold water. I like to add some ice and submerge your turkey. Add water if you need to get it completely covered. And then after you brine it, just pat it dry with a paper towel. That'll help crisp up the skin, and that'll help with that beautiful golden brown color that we are looking for. It's very, very simple, guys. And guys, it really is that simple. So if you're looking for a awesome brine this year for your turkey, I'll have a link down below with a little bit of a discount code for Suckle Busters. Go ahead and order yourself one. I use it every year for probably been 5 years now that I use this when I brine my birds. It is absolutely amazing. All right, so now that we have the brine done, I'm gonna bring you in, show you what we're gonna do next to get this bird prepped up for the smoker. This part's very easy too. We're gonna inject it with some beautiful flavor, get it seasoned up with a great rub, get it on the smoker, and get this bird cooked. So let's get in and get this prepped up right now. All right, so here is our turkey. Like I said, it's about 12 pounds, and this is about the max size that I like cooking turkeys. If you need more than 12 pounds of turkey, cook 2 12-pounders. You're gonna get a little bit quicker of a cook. It's gonna cook more evenly, and those big birds just really don't cook well in my experience. Maybe if you spatchcock them, but for me, if I need to cook whole turkeys like this, and I need to cook like 24 pounds of it, I'm cooking 2 12-pound birds. It's gonna make your life a lot easier. Trust me on that one. Now, the first thing I wanna do here, like I said, this has already been brined. I just wanna go ahead and take care of any trimming here. So I'm gonna take out some of this excess skin right here and just get that out of there, as well as the Pope's nose right here. I don't need it. So I'm taking that out. Then I have some long neck skin right here. I'm just gonna take that off as well, just so we don't have a ton of extra skin right there. And that is about all I'm doing to that turkey. Very simple, you don't have to do a ton, and you don't even have to do that if you don't want to, but I think it really helps with presentation, and I definitely recommend it. Now, after I brine this turkey, I did wipe it down good with paper towels, put it on this rack, and got it into the refrigerator overnight, just so the skin can kind of dry up a little bit here. And I'm just going around wiping up any little bit of moisture that I have in here, just to make sure that I got the majority of it. It's not gonna be perfect, but we're gonna give ourselves a fighting chance with everything we can in order to get this skin perfect. All right, now to inject this bird, we are going with some Tony C's injection on here. This is the injectable Creole style butter. I'm telling you, this stuff is absolutely amazing. You can make a variation of yourself if you want to. For me, it's worth it. $9.99 just to buy a bottle of this. I got enough to worry about on Thanksgiving. I don't need to be making my own Creole style butter. So, plus this is delicious and gets the job done. So I'm just gonna shake it up, and I like to put it into a cup here just so I can kind of gauge how much I need here, and I'm not cross-contaminating the inside of this if I want. Yes, I know I'm touching the bottle with my gloved hand, but I have a feeling I'm probably going to be using this whole bottle here anyways. But if you don't think you're going to use the whole bottle, pour it into a cup. That way you're avoiding cross-contamination with the needle. So all we're going to do here is just draw up the injection like so. And there is a art to injecting here, and I just kind of want you to think about this as you're doing it. I don't want to sit and pop a bunch of holes all over this breast, over the skin. Now you can go in down here if you want to. For me, I'm just gonna peel this up right here, and I'm gonna do one in here, and I'm gonna start injecting, and then I'm angling my needle all around and just creating different holes within the one hole to inject this bird. You can get a lot of coverage in here just through one hole, and that way you're not just ripping up this skin right here. My main concern is always making sure the breasts get injected. So I like to go ahead and do those first. You can see just one hole in the skin, and this thing is plumping up as it should, just like that. You're gonna have some that runs out. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of that in a little bit. So again, like I said, I concentrate on the breasts here, and then I'll worry about the dark meat later. We'll get some injection in there, but there's so much fat in that dark meat, it really doesn't need the extra moisture. At that point, we're just going for flavor. And I'm gonna hammer this thing pretty good because I want this bird to be flavorful. I want it to be juicy. Yes, we brined it. That's gonna help a ton with the flavor and the moisture, and this is honestly probably optional if you brine it, because that Suckle Busters brine kit does such a good job. But hey, it never hurt to get a little extra flavor and injection in your bird. All right, you can see these breasts have plumped up real nice. That means we have a lot of injection in there. We have minimal leaking out, so we are looking real good. I know I'm gonna use the rest of this bottle, so I'm just gonna dump it in, because like I said, I'm gonna load this bird up. To inject these legs, I like to come on the back side right here, and same thing, kind of just move the needle around. I'm also gonna come into the thighs right here, same thing, move that needle around, make sure you're getting injection in there. It's super easy, super simple. Just make sure you poke as minimal holes as possible and just really move that probe around in there, and you'll have a fantastic bird. I'm gonna come in and hit the wings a little bit right here because I have plenty of injection, and you can see those just filling up. Pull that out, get a little runoff. All right, so now that we have this turkey all injected up, all I'm gonna do is just wipe off any of the injection that kind of seeped out right here with a paper towel, just because we wanna make sure that we have that skin pretty dry. Just like so. Not a ton leaked out, so that is great. This bird is loaded up. All right, so now that we got this turkey all dried off of any excess injection right there, the next thing we're gonna do is gonna seem probably a little unorthodox to a lot of you, but you gotta trust me on this, and that is we're gonna add some mayo to this turkey on the outside of the skin. I don't really like using butter. I like mayo. It kind of sticks a little bit better, helps hold our seasoning on. I'm using Japanese mayo on this, and it just works really, really well. Should really help with the skin crisping up. I've done this before. It's probably my favorite way to do it, and it doesn't take much. We're not looking to make a BLT here. We're just looking to get a little bit all over the bird to help hold our seasoning on. All right, so now that we have our turkey lathered up with mayo, the only seasoning we're gonna be using today is Suckle Busters SPG. This is all you need for a turkey, is a good SPG. You're gonna get good browning on the skin, you're gonna get good flavor. We already have flavor from the brine inside, we have flavor from the injection inside, so we're just going for nice color on the outside, little bit of flavor on the outside, so it doesn't take much, but this is all you need for a good turkey. I'm telling you right now. I have a link down below with the discount code for this as well. So to get this bird seasoned up, what I like to do is I like to get my hand in there and flip this bird over, and I just like to hit the backside. You don't really have to season this backside if you don't want to, but I like to get a little bit on there. Now at this point, we'll get this bird back down, just like so. And we are going to get this bird seasoned up. All right, so now that we have the bird all seasoned up, it's looking good. I can touch it up a little bit as I get it out to the smoker. I'm going to take some quarters of onions and just put them inside this cavity, and all that's doing is creating some mass in there just to help it cook evenly. You can put whatever you want in here, garlic, celery, onions. Some people do stuffing, not my thing. Don't really want to deal with that. And so just throw them in there, pack that cavity. Like I said, it's really gonna help with your even cooking. And then I'm gonna take these legs, and we need to get them tied off. So I'm just gonna come in and just go 1, 2, pull it tight like so, come in, tie that off just like that, snip our ends, and that bird is looking pretty dang good to me. All right, so now that our turkey is pretty much ready to go on the smoker, we have to talk about how we're gonna be monitoring this cook, because let's face it, nobody wants that dry, overcooked turkey. And I think the thing a lot of people struggle with the most is finishing the drums and thighs at the same time as the breast. Now, there's a few things you can do to alleviate that. You can pull your turkey and let it kind of get the chill off out of the fridge and start letting it come up to temp. You don't want to leave it out for hours, but I'd say about 30 minutes, which this bird has, is perfect. It's going to start bringing the chill off the meat and just allow everything to start warming up at an even pace. The other thing you can do is, like I said, stuff that cavity just so we get some even cooking. But the biggest thing you can do is by monitoring the breast and the dark meat at the same time, you can make game time decisions as to what you need to do. If your breasts are starting to get up there and your thighs are lagging behind, you can drape some foil over the breasts just to kind of put a hat on that turkey and kind of block that heat from hitting, allowing the thighs and the drums to catch up. These are all things you have to pay attention to during the cook. Now, rather than going out there and probing with an instant read thermometer every 30 minutes or so and just kind of massacring the skin on your turkey, I like to use a leave-in thermometer, and that's where the Typhor Sync Gold Dual comes into play, and they are the sponsor of today's video. So that is what we're going to be using to monitor this cook. This thing is absolutely awesome. It does a wonderful job. It's got an ultra long range, and you can monitor up to 3,000 feet, and it has unlimited Wi-Fi. So if you're like me and you often forget stuff during Thanksgiving and you need to run to the store and you already have your turkey on, you don't have to worry about it. You can monitor everything via the app on your phone right here, which is a really great feature. Now, these probes are also phenomenal. It comes with 2 of them, so you can put one in the breast, one in the legs or thighs, and monitor everything. And these probes are fantastic. There's 6 sensors in here. They are guaranteed to be plus minus 0.5 degrees, which is perfect for me. I want to be able to monitor everything in there. And the nice thing about it with the 6 probes on the app, I'll show you that later, it's going to give you a readout of what each individual probe is and give you the average, so that way you're making sure not to overcook your turkey. This also comes with an industry-leading 1.5-year warranty. Plus, I'm going to have a discount code I'll put on the screen here and down below in the description, and probably the first pinned comment, so you can save a little money this year and get yourself one of these. They are absolutely fantastic, and they are, in my mind, necessary for having a perfectly cooked turkey. This one doesn't have it because I refuse to buy it, but those leave-in thermometers that go in the birds, they're absolute junk. Pull them out, throw them away. Get yourself a Typhor Sync Gold Dual. These are amazing. All right, so now that I've told you about the Typhor, we're gonna go ahead and get these probes inserted, and I'm just going in one of the breasts here up to the safety line. That is looking good to me. And then we're gonna come in on the back here, and we wanna make sure we're not hitting any bones. We're just gonna get that up to the safety line as well. And this bird is ready to go on the smoker. So let's get outside and get this bird on right now. All right, and before we get this turkey on the smoker, I just wanted to thank the other sponsor of today's video, Z Grills. This is a 700 D3. We're rocking at 300 degrees. That's what we're gonna be cooking our turkey on today. We're gonna be cooking at 300 degrees because, number one, I wanna get that skin crisped up and brown, and I wanna have a little bit quicker of a cook. If you want a little more smoke on there, run at 250, 275, and then when you're about 20 degrees away, bump it up to crisp up the skin. But for me, I think poultry's best hot and fast, so I'm running at 300 degrees. The Z Grills is going to run flawless like it always does, and I'm a big fan of them. So if you're interested in checking out Z Grills, I'll have a link down below. Be sure to check them out. Go ahead and get yourself one. Treat yourself to a gift this holiday season. Let's get this turkey on the smoker. All right, so like I said, the Z Grills is at 300 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and get that opened up, and we are going to pop this turkey right on the smoker like so. See, I have the Typhor here ready to go, 48.5, 48.5. That bird is ready to smoke, so we're gonna let this go. I have an alert set at 160 degrees. We'll probably come out and check it in an hour or two, see how it's looking. I'll show you the progress, see if we need to drape anything over it, but this thing's looking awesome. I know if I gotta go run any errands right now, I can, because I'm rocking with the Typhor. So let's get this closed down and get this bird smoked up. See you in a bit. All right, so it has been a little over an hour. You can see this is probe number 1, 134.8 degrees. That is the breast. 145.2, that is the thigh. I would much rather have this scenario where the breast is lagging behind the thigh. These thighs do well taking them up to higher internal temperatures. There's a lot more fat. They get more tender. So I am A-okay with where this is at. So I'm just gonna get out of here, let this thing keep rocking. Let's check in on the bird and see how it's looking, but great features from Teifer, wonderful. And if you're hanging out by the cooker, you have the base right here to check everything out. And look at that turkey. That is looking absolutely beautiful. Nice golden brown color, not getting too dark, but I do want to do something, so let me get you on the tripod quick. All right, and like I said, this bird is looking beautiful. We're just gonna help it out a little bit here. I just have some spray oil that we're just gonna hit this skin with quick here, just to help even browning. But man, that bird is looking really, really nice. And I'm gonna just leave it facing this way now, just so we get even cooking. The Z-Grills does a great job of cooking, but I wanna make sure everything's even. So yeah, we are looking really good. Sitting at 135 in the breast, 146 in the thigh, right where I wanna be. I'm gonna get this closed down, and the next time you see this turkey will be done. So we'll see you then. I'll let you know how long it's been. All right, guys, we have been cooking this beautiful, perfect looking turkey for a little over 3 hours now. 12-pound bird, about 3 hours, give or take. And I mean, that looks like the epitome of the turkey I want at the centerpiece at my Thanksgiving table, perfectly golden brown. That's what that mayo does for you. Just makes a perfectly golden brown turkey. And then that SPG from Sucklebusters, that garlic in there, really helps keep everything nice and uniform. This is the perfect looking turkey. Best of all, thanks to Teifer, you can see that the breast is at 161.8, the thigh is at 164.6. It's not dead on perfect, both matching, but you know what? That's pretty dang close. And like I said before, I wouldn't have been upset if the drum and the thigh were in the 175s, 180s, 190s even, to have the perfect breast. This dark meat can handle higher heats, but the fact that I'm able to monitor this cook and see that both are pretty much right where I want them, because this is going to carry over a little bit as we let it rest inside. All thanks to Teifer. Great job, great product. Love this thing. So at this point, I am going to get this turkey in the house, and I'm going to let it rest for about 30 minutes, just uncovered like that. I am not draping foil over it. I don't want to ruin this crispy skin that we built up. I'm just going to let it go just like this. So I'm going to let it rest for about 30 minutes. We'll jump in, we'll do the taste test. I can't wait. See you guys in 30 minutes. All right, guys, so we've let our turkey rest for about 30 minutes, and this thing is looking absolutely amazing. All right, now I did go ahead and remove the onions and cut the twine, and I started slicing this turkey. I forgot to turn on my microphone, so I got a little bit down in here, and I stopped once I realized it. So, hey, no harm, no foul, no pun intended. Let's go in and just slice out this breast and see how it looks. This thing is rested for 30 minutes and it is still very, very warm. I can tell you that much. Oh, yep, it is still just screaming hot inside of this breast right here. Probably should have worn gloves, but I took them off when I realized that we didn't have any audio. So there is one beautiful turkey breast, and yeah, I'd say that's moist. That is nice and juicy. Absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna turn this around so you can see it. And you can see this thing is just full of moisture in there. And you'll see the pink around here. That is the smoke ring. That is not undercooked. I'm telling you right now. People love to see that smoke ring and panic. Trust me, it's not undercooked. That Teifer made sure of that. And we got these breasts off whole with the skin on, so when we go to slice them, everyone's gonna get a little bit of skin. So I'm gonna get this turkey out of the way here, and let's slice this breast. So when we do this, we're gonna do it like this. That way everyone gets a piece of that delicious skin. And you can see the juice coming out of the breast here on the board, which means that this turkey is not dry. Man, a lot of people love to hate on turkey. I love it. I like it better than ham. I think turkey is absolutely amazing. Check that out. There is moisture in there. It is juicy. It is absolute tenderness right there. So good. Again, check that out. Juicy, tender turkey. This is what it's all about, folks. If you got some picky relatives, you cooking this turkey, they're gonna be your best friends. But just check that out. So good. I can't wait any longer. It is time to jump out and we need to do the taste test. All right, guys, it's a moment of truth. We are gonna try this juicy, tender, and delicious 3-hour smoked turkey. I'm gonna try this tenderloin on the inside here. There's absolutely no seasoning on that. Just the brine and the injection. And that is one of the most flavor-packed bites of turkey I've ever had. And I'm not one of those channels that everything I make is the best thing I've ever had. No. One of the best bites of turkey I've ever had right there. It is absolute comfort food. You can see right here, we have the skin on here. It's nice and rendered. Let's go for this. I'm gonna head over to Aunt Catherine's and show her how to properly cook a turkey, one that doesn't explode when you go to slice into it. That skin, you can see, still on, bite through. That means that the fat is rendered on it. When it doesn't pull off like that, the fat underneath that skin has rendered nicely, just adds more juiciness to the meat, that fat rendering over that meat. This is absolutely amazing, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm not blowing smoke up your keister. This is phenomenal turkey. The flavor on it is just so good. It's perfectly seasoned on the outside with that Sucklebuster's SPG. But that Sucklebuster's brine, it has a distinct home style flavor that is just amazing. And then you pair with that Creole butter, forget about it. Guys, I don't know what to say. This turkey is amazing. It is flavor packed. It's cooked perfectly. Shout out Tyfer, shout out Z Grills. Those two combinations together are just absolutely deadly for holiday feasts. You guys, I have no words. Make this recipe, feed your friends, feed your family. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoyed this video and we will see you next time.